raw side of it.
And what you're looking for is a story behind the news.
We bring it to you
from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria,
giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Good morning, CoreTV News on the hour. I am Tolu Ojewumi. President Goodluck Jonathan has met with the President of Mali, Mamadou Keita, in the continuation of consultations to solve the problems of insurgency in northern Mali and northeastern Nigeria. The meeting was held behind closed doors at the presidential villa Abuja. While addressing State House correspondents after the meeting, Keita says he has come to meet with his Nigerian counterpart on the issue of insecurity and to see what both nations can do jointly to curb the problem. It would be recalled that Jonathan, Keita and other ECOWAS leaders had met on the same issue in Accra, Ghana on Friday. The president also met with some clerics from Senegal, led by Khalifa Sheikh Amadou Tijani Inyas, the grandson of late Sheikh Tijani of the Tijaniya sect. The clerics came on the invitation of Jonathan, who is under increasing pressure from within and outside the country over the abducted Chibok schoolgirls and the spate of killings by the Boko Haram sect. The group of clerics, numbering about 10, met with the president for about an hour, during which they offered prayers for peace and stability in Nigeria. Meanwhile, Jonathan has condemned the killing of the Emir of Goza, Idrissa Timia, by Boko Haram. Special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Reuben Abati, disclosed this in an interview with the State House correspondents in Abuja. He says the president got the news and was sad about it. He had also spoken about those who were willing to renounce terrorism and those who were willing to embrace peace. According to him, opportunities have been created for them through the Presidential Committee on Dialogue and Peaceful Resolutions of Conflict in the northeastern part of Nigeria. It would be recalled that in the broadcast, the president had directed the security forces to launch a full-scale operation to put an end to the impunity of terrorists in the country. The president stressed that the unity and stability of the country and the protection of lives and property were not negotiable. The AU has announced plans to engage the federal government and other stakeholders in a meeting in a fresh move to rescue the more than 200 girls abducted by insurgents in Chibok, Borno. The AU Special Envoy for Women, Peace and Security, Benita Diop, made the disclosure at the close of the Conference of Ministers of Social Development in Addis Ababa. Diop, who is to lead a delegation to Abuja next Monday, is to intimate the federal government on the new approach to rescue the girls. The envoy, who addressed the meeting on AU's effort to secure the girls, says the continental body would continue to evolve mechanisms to protect the girl child through robust policies on education, among others. The AU ministers, under the auspices of the 4th Conference on Social Development, convened with stakeholders to review efforts towards ending child marriage in Africa. As Nigerians eagerly await the translation of President Jonathan's Democracy Day declaration of total war on terror to action, public analysts have called on the people to cooperate with government to end insurgency. Chuka Onabefe and Douglas Anele state that it is part of the civic responsibility to assist in solving national crisis. They disclosed this during a visit to our Lagos studios. Omotayo Alo has details.
Evidently from the incessant terror attacks unleashed on the country by members of the deadly Boko Haram sect, security operatives in the country no doubt seem to be overwhelmed. The killing of over 55 students of the government college, Buniyadi, Yobe State, and the abduction of over 200 girls from a secondary school in Chibok, Borno State, have raised the eyebrow of the whole world to the burden the nation now bear in fighting terrorism. However, the government of Nigeria has declared an outright war on terror. Reacting to the declaration, Douglas Anile says the commitment of government to the war on terror is not strong enough.
Well, he was the one who went around the country asking Nigerians to vote for him, right? So, I mean, that is it. If you can't stand the heat, you leave the kitchen. Government must put Boko Haram under tremendous pressure so that they will be more favorably disposed for peace.
Criticizing the actions trailing incessant terror attacks, Chukan Nabuife accused Nigerians of lack of patience in seeing an end to insurgency.
All manner of people have descended on us, looking for all manner. The activist is looking for money to organize one protest. He either gets it from this opposition party or from the mainstream party or from government. The security, so-called security expert is looking for one grant. The journalist is looking for one grant. The man in society is looking, they're not dividend of democracy. Wow. Is it not from the same cow that we are doing this suya? It is getting out of hand.
He stressed that lack of cooperation by the people has led to failure of government in adequately addressing the issues.
We are going overboard. We are being emotional. We are not being logical. We are being zany, a little bit frenzy, agitated like the light that the pampered infant on the lamp of the mother.
On the way forward, both analysts charged Nigerians on the road to play for peace to reign.
People should also cooperate with government. Government cannot do it alone. These Boko Haram people, they are human beings. They are not invisible. They eat, they drink, they perform the normal functions of a normal human being. People see them. They are not ghosts. So people should be willing to volunteer information to government that can help to arrest this situation.
It is a lose-lose game. You understand? If we continue to condemn the security operators, because they are our bastions, the fence to our exercising of our even freedom.
The end to insurgency many believe is close at hand. However, all hands must be on the plow to ensure proper synergy between the people and the government. Omotayo Alo, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Reactions continue to trail President Jonathan's declaration of outright war against insurgency and the offer of amnesty to repentant terrorists. B.D. Okoro, who went to town to feel the pulse of the nation on the issue, fired in this report.
Reactions continue to trail President Goodluck Jonathan's Democracy Day broadcast to the nation, directing security forces to launch a full-scale military operation to put an end to the insurgency in the country. Legal practitioners Femi Falana and Chukwemeka Eze, both in an exclusive chat with CoreTV News, berated the government on timeliness of the directive and the capacity of the nation's armed forces to carry out the operation.
The president didn't say anything new. The belief of the government is that there are some of the members of the satanic force that may want to lay down their arms and embrace amnesty, while the rest will have to be fought to a standstill.
In his usual manner of doing the right thing a little bit late, this one is a little bit late. But I think he has succeeded in proving those that said we should handle Boko Haram with kid gloves wrong. Because many people have been saying you should pamper them, you should do this now.
The Nigerian armed forces have the capacity. Having regard to the record of performance in peacekeeping operations around the world.
On the presidency's offer of amnesty to the members of Boko Haram, Falana agrees that it is a possible way out of the current terror attacks.
The last time government did that, the Boko Haram sect said it was the government that needed amnesty from them and not the other way around, because the government for them had committed grievous, iniquitous offenses against their members.
Examining the presidency's directive and offer of amnesty from a security perspective, Richard Amuwa, a security expert, advised for a cautious approach in order to prevent a reprisal attacks.
My question to Mr. President is that are we launching this, this full-scale war right, now with all these children with Boko Haram? If we are launching a full-scale war against Boko Haram at this time, the point here is that are we praying or are we working to bring these children back alive? Because sincerely, going full-scale war now will really, will not all go well.
With this president's declaration of total war against insurgency, Nigerians wait for the days ahead to reveal to them if they can go to sleep with their eyes closed. Bido Koro, CoreTV News, Lagos.
1 year after the federal government declared a state of emergency in the three northeastern states of Adamawa, Borno and Yobe, the continued spread of attacks has necessitated another extension. This is coming against the backdrop of an international intervention over the abduction of more than 200 schoolgirls in Chibok, Borno State. Frank Omalape in this report takes a look at the emergency rule in the three northeastern states 1 year after.
The state of emergency was first declared in May 2013 after attacks by Boko Haram reportedly claimed over 2,000 lives in gun and bomb attacks across northern Nigeria. The emergency rule was extended in November 8 of the same year when attacks by insurgents continued. Nigerians have continued to react to the incessant attacks that has been the target of innocent and defenseless people.
I think the security should provide more security in all the whole state, especially the northern areas. Because what is happening today is a kind of putting fears in everybody's mind. The common man is not safe, and even the rich man is not even safe. If the security would deploy more troops around the whole city.
Since he came into power, he inherited problems, crisis. And in a situation where there is crisis, it is difficult to achieve any meaningful development. And because it is only in a conducive atmosphere that what you plan, you can be able to machine them out.
Government should come out and tell us the truth. They know when all these things started. When it started in a smaller way, they know how to stop it, but they did not do anything about it because it is not affecting them directly. It is only the masses that is affected.
The Boko Haram insurgency climaxed with the abduction of over 200 schoolgirls from their dormitory in Chibok. The federal government sought for an extension of the emergency rule, which the two chambers of the National Assembly approved.
As read out by the leader of the Senate and seconded by the minority leader. Say aye. Aye. Again say nay. The ayes have it.
But some interest groups, including Arewa Consultative Forum and the Pan-Northern Socio-Political Organization, kicked against the extension, saying it was absolutely unnecessary to extend the emergency rule since it didn't solve the problem of insurgency. This second extension of the emergency rule is full of expectations from Nigerians to end the insurgency that is now at an all-time high. Frank Omalape, CoreTV News, Lagos.
Controversies continue to trail the source of attacks on political figures and structures in Ekiti State ahead of the June 21 governorship election. Ayo Fayose, the People's Democratic Party PDP candidate, has laid the cause of violence at the doorstep of the Nigeria police. An accusation the Ekiti State Commissioner of Police Felix Onyana described as tepid. Rashid monitored this development from Ado Ekiti and filed in this report.
Those in Ekiti politics have refused to sheath their swords, and the theater is getting hotter as the People's Democratic Party candidate in the forthcoming governorship election, Ayo Fayose, names the police as prime suspect in the political violence witnessed in the state. This allegation was vehemently opposed by the Ekiti State Police Commissioner, who came in defense of the police operations in the state.
There is no violence except as orchestrated by the referees of this election. I plead with the police to be neutral, do purely police work, and protect this election.
I accuse the police of violence, but we know those who perpetrate violence. Police don't perpetrate violence. It's the political parties and their candidates and their foot soldiers that perpetuate violence.
The former governor went further to accuse the police of connivance with the incumbent government in the arraignment and prosecution of electoral offenders.
The moment you have influence of the chief executive that is consuming the actual officers to carry out those duties, they will be toothless.
You have arrested and arraigned in court over 70 persons in respect of that, and this account across all the parties. What we will do is that when we arrest you, we take you to court. What happens in the court is left to the judiciary, but we will be called upon anytime we are required.
The rage gets to its height when Ayofayoshi says thugs have been imported to Ekiti by some political parties to cause mayhem and destabilize the June 21st election, and the police are in the know but are doing virtually nothing to check it.
This election wants to be rigged on the farmsteads, villages, because thugs have been harbored. All hotels in Ekiti have been hired. We would expect the police to be bold enough to bust these hotels, ask these people where they come from, what is their identity, is this their state?
Police with other security agencies and INEC, especially the State Security Service, Federal Road Safety Corps, Immigration, NDLA, prisons, as well as immigration and others who have been working together under the platform of Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security.
The duo never let down their guards as they both maintained their position.
If I tell you this place is not good, put police there. APC say Fayoshi wants to live here, put police there. Don't fence a particular area, block a particular area, and allow crime at your back.
Violence is detected by the leadership of each of the political parties, acting in consonance with the gubernatorial candidates. In other words, it is not the police that creates insecurity. Rather, it is the political parties, the politicians.
With the governorship poll in Ekiti State just days away, the credibility and the outcome of the poll is being put to test by allegations of partisanship on the part of the law enforcement agents. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ado Ekiti.
That's all. Join us again on top of the hour. I'm Tolu Ojewumi. Thanks for watching. Good morning.